This is part 4 on how my sister was unalived with the man that she met 3 weeks ago. Sorry guys, I'm outside of my kids' soccer and I don't want them to hear. So anyway, as I was saying, so we walk into this room and she's laying there on the table and everything literally, I can't hear anything. Like I look over and my mom, literally, when I tell you guys, she was screaming. I mean, she must have jumped 10 feet off of the ground. And the security guards had to literally grab her and tackle her to the floor because she was screaming. And I mean, but in the midst of her screaming, it was like I heard her screaming, but I didn't hear her screaming. They tackled her to the floor, and at this point, I start calling my sister's name. I'm like, Aisha, Isha, get up, get up, get up. Isha, get up. And she's not moving. She's just laying there on the table, and I'm just literally, I'm calling her. I'm like, get up, get up, get up. And again, I'm still thinking she's like breathing, like even though she's not, but you know, when you're so in shock, you have no idea. And the last thing I remember, I just remember everything going pitch black. I must have blacked out. I must have, fell out. I must have, I don't know. But I come to it, I get up and I go over to her body and I'm just looking. Like, I'm just looking at her and it was like a dream. Like, just imagine your sibling, your loved one, and you're just literally standing over top of their deceased body. It was the most outer body experience, and it's something that honestly I wouldn't wish on anybody. I'm going to continue with more videos, but to know me is to know that I took care of my sister. Like, my mom was on drugs, sorry guys, my entire life. And I practically raised my sister. So to see her laying there on a table like that, it was literally it was a pain that I can't even begin to explain. The pain, the hurt, it was pure insanity. So fast forward, guys, after that, we left the hospital, and then I honestly feel like I didn't even get time to grieve because, like I said, my mom was still an addict at the time. So everything fell on me. So I had to literally do everything from planning the funeral to, and then immediately I was a single mom already with my first son. So I had to take her son and take him back home with me. Like, I didn't have a babysitter, for him. I didn't have childcare. Like, it was just a lot, guys. Like, it was just horrible. It was the most horrible experience that you could ever imagine. Fast forward to the trial. First of all, the girl who helped her boyfriend murder the guy and my sister, she fled. So she had to be captured by bounty hunters, and she fled all the way to Florida. So they found her in Florida. They found him by stuff that he was posting on Facebook and tips. And what's crazy is, for a couple of months, I would go up there because I kind of felt like, even though how investigations go where, they're doing work behind the scenes, but I just felt like the case was moving too slow. And I watch, a lot of First 48, and I just kind of felt like my sister's case was not being handled correctly. So I literally would leave work and drive 45 minutes all the way up to the next town. And I would go up there and basically look for clues and knock on doors. Like, when I tell you, I was not letting her pass away in vain. I was knocking on doors. I have flyers, posters. I was putting them on trees and telephone poles and everything. And people were leaving tips and putting stuff on my Facebook, and I was sending it over to the police. It was just a lot. But at the end of the day, the guy was captured. So was the girl. They actually used the girl to turn on the guy to be able to fully pin everything on him. And all in all, the trial lasted for about a week. He got sentenced to almost 80 years. Because technically he got sentenced to 45 years, but he was already 42 years old when he went in there. So technically it'd be 80 some odd years that he would be in there with no possibility of parole. So even though I wanted him to get a life sentence, I mean, I was okay with that because that was the best that was on the table. I'm going to do another part 5 so that you guys can understand how I maneuvered with her son. And yeah.